Hello, how you doing? Another video. So, this playlist, Women in History, is a complicated thing because I've chosen to include in it the um, all the kinds of women, including trans women. You know, there's strong women. Not all women are even feminine. Some women are very masculine. Some women are more masculine than some men. Personally, I think instead of boiling everything down to gender, if we would boil everything down to astrology, we'd find it's much closer to reality. Because it matters more what energy they are. Are they an earth sign, water sign, air sign, or a fire sign? That matters much more than what gender they are. If you're trying to figure out how masculine and feminine they are, you know, because like a woman that's a Leo is probably going to be much more masculine than a man that's a Cancer, you know? That's true in my family. My mom's a Leo and my dad's a Cancer, and my dad just kind of supports my mom and doesn't say much, and my mom pretty much runs the show, you know? So no wonder she was my first hero in life, you know? So the thing is like, we live in a world that says, we have respectable people saying that trans women aren't real women. So I think the best example of that, because remember, we live at a time when it's a narcissist epidemic, 6, we know, in the Kabbalah is the number of the self, and 666 is just extra, is self, it's narcissism. The mark of the beast is narcissism, and when it's in their forehead and hands, it's because it's in their thinking and doing. They live it. They believe it. It's in their beliefs. It's been in their lifestyle. It's in their actions. It's on their forehead and on their hands. 666, a narcissist epidemic. It's very real. And you see that a lot. Like, I think that I'm not calling Jordan Peterson a narcissist, but I saw a perfect example. One of the earlier times he was confronted with the question, is a trans woman a real woman? The conversation was fascinating because he's an intelligent person. He had to be troubled by the question at first, The people that just answer right away, no. You'll never find a person that answers right away, no, that really has an intelligent thinking mind. Those are always just snobs. They're just going along with the crowd. They don't really know why they said that or what it means or anything. They're probably at least half narcissists. They don't care. It doesn't matter. The narcissists, they don't do that. They don't look outside of themselves. And if they are doing it, and if they appear to be doing that, it's because they found something that's in it for them. It's not really they don't do non-selfish things. There's always some kind of selfish fulfillment being taken place, and they're never happy, never happy. You see that not with just transphobes, but all kinds of phobes, That's why it's called transphobia. Phobia means fear, like they're afraid of something that they shouldn't be afraid of, So what the truth is, the way Jordan Peterson should have answered that question is, he should have said, well, do you mean a trans woman or a cis woman? Or a non-binary woman? Like what kind of woman are you talking about? And if they would have said, well, what we're asking you right now, is a trans woman the same as a cis woman? And then that the language would be specific. Everybody's educated. They speak proper English, and they address the question correctly so that it can be answered correctly. But they didn't. They just said, is a woman. And he's like, oh, well, what do you mean? He knows what he believes, but he didn't want to answer the question because what he really wants is to make money. He's a politician. He's got to appeal to the Republicans, the conservatives of our country. And what he's doing is he's trying to find a way to word it so that he can, appease his fans, his where he makes his money. He doesn't care about trans women. He doesn't care about society. So like, the thing about Jordan Peterson is, I don't know if you've looked at my YouTube channel, The Spiral Times, but strangely enough, me and Jordan Peterson have the exact same message. Like when he talks about trans women, that's like one of the few times that we even have a difference of opinion. You know, I'm also someone that cries and is very sweet like he is. You know, I'm so much like Jordan Peterson that I want to like him until I hear him talk about trans women, a subject that I actually understand. And he exposes himself that, and so now I don't know what other times he's saying things to you know, for the purpose of making money and popularity and power and things like that, you know. Which is why the world's messed up, because our leaders keep doing things like that. So he's not fixing the problem. He has some really cool things to say, you know, but he's not really into unity and diversity inclusion. He's into appeasing to the conservatives. You know, have you ever met a conservative Republican that cares about unity and diversity? Or has truly non-narcissist, they might not be narcissists, but their heroes are all narcissists and their philosophy and religion's narcissist. We've been able to prove the Bible's not the Word of God. You know, you would think, like, you can prove the Bible's not the Word. Yeah, we've proven the Bible's not the Word of God, you guys. It's probably 60% fiction. That's not something to run a country on. Let's use science and reality, you know. Jordan Peterson should have said, well, there's cis women and trans women. If you're asking me if a trans woman's the same as a cis woman, she's not. And you know, he even doesn't think it's okay to use female pronouns, you know, which is a dead giveaway. You know, you have to really, like, is this person really care about what's good for the society? So it's one of the beauties of our society, you know, is that we have science, you know, because science can't do that, you know, or it's not really science. They have to stick to reality and stuff. And of course, science is on the trans woman side. Gender is a spectrum. Things they've said in the past were incorrect, and they've since apologized and fixed that. We know that, like, as a man thinketh, so is he or she, you know. We learn that in the Kabbalah, you know. Number 1's the top of the Sephirot, and then where the idea comes in, and then number 10 is manifest form, you know. We create things with our thoughts, you know, and that's the name of Yahweh. So we know that God is really just the activity of creating things with our thoughts. It's not a man in the sky. They don't know Hebrew, fools. So anyway, so science teaches gender as a spectrum, and spirituality teaches that we create things with our thoughts. As a man thinketh, so is he. So it does matter that the trans woman thinks that she's a female, you know. So you have to think about that, you know, like in thoughts. Is what a person thinks true? Like, for example, like thinking that I'm a danger in the women's bathroom is ridiculous. You know, that's like looking at me like Jordan Peterson answered that question, you know. Look at me again, get to know me. You know, the meaning of love is to overstand, you know. If we're a Christian nation and all that, like those people say, then we're supposed to be trying to love each other. And loving each other is another way to say understand each other. They don't understand us. They don't love. And you're supposed to love your enemies. So if we're their enemies, they still aren't doing their job right. Apparently, they're not living their religion. They're hypocrites when they say that. Because, like, if you were to get to know me, women, it's to women's advantage that I call myself a woman. It's to women's advantage that I'm in women's spaces, because I'm 6'3", and if I'm really mad, I'm scary, you know. And so if I'm on their team, that's working for them. Like when I'm in the bathroom, an intelligent woman that actually knows and loves me and understands me, instead of saying, ooh, we're in danger because Angie's in the bathroom, they would say, ooh, we're safer because Angie's in the bathroom. If there's some bad guy in here, Angie's going to kick him in the mouth. You know? You know, an intelligent thinker would see, I'm also intelligent, and I'm sweet, and I'm a whole bunch of things. I'm a useful part of the team. If you look at women and womanhood like it's a team, if I'm part of that team, that I'm someone you want on your team. You know, that's might be one of the reasons why. If you look at men and look into their eyes when they don't like me specifically, they feel like I've betrayed them, like you're supposed to be on our team. Why are you on their team? But I'm not. I'm on women's team. Okay. So if you get to know me, my heroes, I have a lifetime of, no matter what area of my life you go into. I love music. Going to learn about my music tastes. It's filled with, listen to my playlist, my music playlist, and get to know what music I like. A lot more women than other people. I certainly like female musicians more than most people, including most women. What about intellectually or spiritually? Just any area you go in my life, there's just women everywhere in my life, all over the place. Pictures of women hanging up on my wall all over the place because they're my heroes. But reading books written by women, it never ends with me. Obviously, I love and appreciate and look up to women. They're my heroes, and I love them. I definitely love them. It's not hard to figure that out. And I think that's true with all trans women. The things you go through, the electrolysis to have the hair removed off your face, and all the surgeries, and just all, having to lose your friends, and all the things like this Christmas, I hung out with my family. My dad told me that he just can't wait to die. He's anxious to die. He's hoping he's going to die this year because the Democrats have ruined all his children. And I said, "Oh, you mean me because I'm trans?" And he does. He wants to die now because the Democrats have ruined me. My mom says Satan. She goes around telling people and warns people that I'm under the influence of Satan. Like the things you go through, like how does that not earn me the right to be trusted? Like I'm fighting for it, and it's hard to do because I believe in myself that I'm a woman. Like what do women, ask yourself, what is a woman? Is a woman really her boobs? And anyway, we have boobs, like a vagina. Well, trans women have vaginas. The skin, well, hormones give trans women female skin, female hair, female fat distribution, female pheromones. We're born with female brains. So if you look at it physically, there's just like almost most of the things you say is going to be the same. What about our dreams and our thoughts and and the things we like and the things we don't like? The people that are mean to us and the reason they're mean to us, the dangers we're in, think about what is a woman after all? How does she have fun? What does she do? Where does she go? Who are her friends? They just start asking questions. What is a cis woman? And then what is a trans woman, and how many times, the only thing you're going to find that's different is some of the DNA and the uterus. Of course, trans women can get uterus transplants if they're rich enough and want it bad enough. But, like the menstruation and that, of course, trans women can breastfeed babies. You just, since you didn't have a baby, you have to have a drug to stimulate it and get the milk flowing. But it's just, it's hard to find a true difference besides the DNA and the chromosomes, And of course, with epigenetics, when you live your life and the choices you make, epigenetics, it means that it changes your genes. So some of our genes are female because we live female and all this stuff. So the only thing you're going to find are chromosomes and DNA. And the chromosomes thing proves gender's a spectrum. When you get that scientific, gender's still not a binary. So you're just not going to be able to find a truly intelligent scientific reason, So Jordan Peterson philosophizes on and on about female pronouns, that's not the right thing to do. Well, sure, it's a narcissist epidemic. It would be hard to find a reason that those people would benefit from it, It really is. It's just so we can benefit, so we feel like we belong and are part of the society. Of course, maybe we have some contribution to make, and if you fuck with our mental health so bad that we're no good to society, we're not going to make that contribution, And we're Americans anyway. Aren't we supposed to have the right to the pursuit of happiness? And it just, where is the intelligence in their side of the argument? How could Jordan Peterson reduce himself? He has so many good ideas, to being so obviously, his deity is definitely the conservatives. He's a snob. He's an intelligent snob. That's unfortunate. Another thing is guys, probably less than half of trans women like women, or and would consider themselves lesbians, and that just comes from experience, because they know why people like them. It's for lesbian reasons. But that's a different subject. That's not me. I consider myself heterosexual. I like men, and we're probably in the majority. There's probably a lot of demisexual trans women, and that might be at the heart of either side of it in a way. Maybe demisexual is a really intelligent thing to say, but what I know is me, and I'm heterosexual, and I know that it's probably in the majority. So like, one thing is how, like, if you look, like, I would be so good for a guy. Are you serious? I'm not sexually attracted to women. I am sexually attracted to men, and I wished I had a boyfriend. Holy, men are so damn lucky. I would make a great girlfriend. They're like, what the hell? That would make the world a better place, just because when we help each other, the world needs more love and understanding. If I come into a man's life for the right reasons, I would be better at it than a lot of cis women. Way better at it than some of them. So, as a man thinketh, so is he, so is she. You just have to be a free thinker. A free thinker listens to all sides of the argument. If you look at my playlist, like, I'm putting the videos that I like the best, but that's after listening to all sides of the arguments. I generally listen to everything. Like, I'll sometimes read every book and watch every video on the subject before I decide what I believe. So, I'm useful, and I'm not trying to appease or appeal to any monster.